So a lot going on right now. I just want to listen to make sure I'm getting a good feed here. So you're also getting a good feed. All right. So guys, whoops. What is going on? Oh, so thankful that there's so many changes going on. Even if you're not a Diddy supporter, there has got to be so much where you're like, whoa, this is a lot. This is a lot of changes happening, and everything looks like it's coming in favor of Diddy. And especially when you look at even right now with him not being a part of the Tupac charges. So initially, he was going to be questioned about that money that was said that he gave money to someone, like $1 million to Keefe D, I guess, or to someone in the group. And they were supposed to have gotten the money from Diddy, and Diddy was supposed to have given them the money to kill Tupac. So Diddy was going to be called as a witness in the Tupac murder. Did you know that? I didn't know that until today. And I found that out. So I just wanted to talk about that for a second. But I do want to talk about the Moren Comey thing because that also really makes me wonder, why isn't this woman appealing it? Because she knows something is up. Come on. Trump gets rid of the DOJ. And what happens? She doesn't try to appeal it. Now, she can appeal it, and we'll talk about that. I just want to grab my water. Hold on. We're going to talk about that because, I mean, it is hitting the internet hard. It is. Um, Now, I will talk about the Tupac situation as well. Ryan Gibson says, I need advice on how to raise twins 11 months. Oof, I can give you some advice on that. Any children that you raise, you just need to give love, shelter, food, and discipline. So, yeah, okay, so let's break it down. Diddy no longer a witness for the Tupac trial. They are changing their strategy. And I think it's because they know he's not going to be an easy one to take down. Now, he was supposed to be a witness to the Tupac murder because of the alleged money that he gave to people when Tupac was killed. But now, for some reason, they are taking that off the table and they will not be questioning Diddy at all. And I know there's going to be a few people out there that's going to be like, he's a Fed, he's a informant. Why would they all of a sudden stop putting him like, why would they all of a sudden take his name off that trial? Probably because they realized that Keefe D did it and Keefe D's boys did it that night. Probably realized that Keefe D is lying. There is no proof that Diddy sent any money to Keefe D, handed any money over to Keefe D. They can't find any records saying that Diddy is a part of the whole entire trial, the killing of Tupac, the murder. Now, I love Tupac. And I love a lot of his songs. One of my favorite ones is "Wonder Why They Call You Bitch." I love that one. "Look here, Miss Thing, I hate to salt your game, but she's anyway." We can sing that at another time. Let's talk about Maureen Comey. She got fired. For those of you who don't know who she is and you're just kind of hearing certain things about her right now, so she's the DOJ. She's one of the head attorneys, prosecutors in the South District of New York. She was also one of the people who had Jeffrey and also Elaine Maxwell. Is that her name? No, Ghislaine Maxwell incarcerated. We're going to talk about that a little bit as well, but we're also going to talk about why isn't she fighting back? She lost her job. She was fired and Trump fired her, and Trump also fired her dad. Her dad was the head of the FBI. Now, neither one of them really seemed to be fighting back. And it is being said that there's no reason. Oh, there's no reason to have to fired them. They're just allowed to get fired. There's always a reason, ladies and gentlemen, for something. And I'm wondering if it is connected to the Jeffrey Epstein thing that is going on, because Trump right now wants to keep everything under wraps. But people like Candace Owens, they're not letting it go. People like PBD Net podcasts, they're not letting it go. All of them are like, no, doesn't matter if they're Republicans or if they're Dominicans, Democrats. I'm in the Dominican Republic, by the way. Doesn't matter where they're from, what side of the fence they're on. They are not letting go of these files. And even right now, it is being speculated that maybe Jeffrey Epstein was actually a secret agent and he was holding certain things over people's heads. So he was apparently doing very shady things with some very powerful people, and he had certain things over their heads. And that's the reason why he was going down. A lot of people are saying that Maureen Comey and her dad were not the best people to be in the government. So Maureen Comey, she can actually appeal this situation. She's fired, but she can take it. She can go to the courts and she can fight for her job, but she's not. Will she become a whistleblower? No, probably not. She seems like she's really good at what she does. But why isn't she appealing? When people don't fight for themselves and they just get kicked out real easily and they don't speak up, there's usually something they're hiding. And that's what my question is today, ladies and gentlemen. What could she be hiding? A lot of us aren't going to find out. And these days, we may find out many, many years later. Maybe our children's children will find out because they keep that stuff under lock and key. But there's a lot happening now. You guys might say, oh, Trump just is mean old man and he just doesn't like her and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he even let her father go. And he didn't like Biden, but he didn't choose to take Biden's son and sue or federally charge Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden was not the best dude. He was always taking substances and he was worse. He should have been charged with RICO, never mind. And he wasn't a very good influence. He was taking private documents and his whole entire laptop went missing and they found it at some type of repair shop. I'm talking about Hunter Biden, who is the son of Biden, Joe Biden. And when Trump went into office, he didn't go after him. So it's not like he's trying to go after the families of the people. So it's not like he fired Maureen because he fired Maureen's father. No, Maureen is being fired for reasons of her own. And there are things that people do that are underhanded. And sometimes they put things under the carpet. There's dirty police out there and they do things that they should not have done, but they do it. It doesn't make them evil, but it does make them immoral. And so there's something going on right now in the United States of America where people are getting locked out, shut up, and they aren't fighting for themselves. This woman is a fighter. Maureen Comey, she is a fighter. You know, she's rough. She's rough and stuff, and you can just see it. That woman looks like she never sleeps. She looks like she's a hard worker. You can see by the bags under her eyes. And this is not trying to call down a woman because I'm 53 years old and starting to get them myself. And, but you can see that she's a hard worker. Now, are those bags from not sleeping because of guilt of something? She's not fighting for herself and she can appeal it. And that's not being spoken about. He just said, "You're fired." And she said, "Okay." And she left obligingly. And not only that, she just left a letter for her peers at the office, the DOJ office, and said, "You guys shouldn't be bullied. None of us should be bullied like this." This is a strong woman. She didn't even come out and do a press conference. She didn't even come out and speak against cruelty in workplaces. I mean, she does have a lot of options from here on in. Maybe she's just like, "Thank you for the favor." Maybe she just was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm done anyway." Maybe she was just like, "I'm going to go get a little job at Harvard University and start teaching." Or maybe she wants to start becoming a defense lawyer herself and make millions the way that Diddy's lawyers did. You never know. Maybe she's going to start get involved in politics. She does have options according to her education and her experience. But there's something not right. There's something that is not being said. And it's not up to the president to come out and tell everybody. It's up to nobody to tell anyone. He's just like, "You're fired, you're gone." Just like any job around the world, when an employee is fired, rarely you will get the employer to come out and say, "Hey, yeah, we just said goodbye to Susan because she was stealing work supplies. So yeah, we told her one too many times and she's gone now." Usually they don't disclose the information about why a person is fired. So I'm not surprised that they didn't say why she's fired. But what I'm surprised about is her. She's such a fighter. She's such a woman of stature. She knows the law, she knows her right, and she's not appealing it. Hey, maybe she will. Or again, maybe she's just tired. Maybe she's just like, "Yo, you did me a favor. I'm good. I'm just going to go now, bask in the sunset, take a real good long holiday, write a couple of books about what it was like to prepare for the Sean Combs case. Let me just go talk about all of that." Maybe she knows a lot about stuff behind the scenes and she may become a whistleblower. There's so many things, but my main thought behind it all is she left too easy. No, like, press conference. This is a woman who was responsible for two major cases in modern crime history in the United States. And she just leaves so easily. Something doesn't seem right. So I look at Americans and I think to myself that you guys are definitely in a position of huge change and you may not know why. If no one has, whoops, if no one has told you yet, you're wonderful, bright, beautiful, and hopefully the rest of your day goes amazingly. Wow, that's a really nice message, guys. Thank you. Let's all think right here. Oh my gosh. Hellisher 8 in the comments. All right. So, and Super Bowl ring, thank you. It's a personal ring. It says my name on it. And then my kids' names on the side. So this is the thing. I believe that you Americans who are watching this, I'm Canadian, I'm not American, but America is the empire of the world. So if you are in America right now and you are watching this, Prepare for great change that is about to come. I believe something is going to happen. I also live in the Dominican Republic. And so I meet a lot of Americans that come here. I live in a tourist area and I help people to relocate here to the north coast of the Dominican Republic. And whenever I meet an American, I know it right away. There's just something about Americans, they're hard workers, the ones that want to invest, they are serious, they want to get things done. I respect America. I do. I know a lot of people from around the world, a lot of other countries from around the world are being hard on America right now. They are just saying, oh, America is going downhill. It's not. America is cleaning itself from the inside out. And there is a lot happening. So prepare yourself, guys. There's some good stuff going on. And not just because of your president. I'm not saying because of that. I'm saying because of the people. The people are strong people. Americans are. Be proud of who you are. And I'm proud of who you are. And before I moved to the Dominican Republic, I didn't even know this many Americans. And I've been living in the Dominican Republic now for 7 years. And it is such a thrill anytime I get to sit down and talk to an American, whether it's about politics, about religion, about finances, about their past life, about their future plans, anything that happened to them. They are always very forthright and very giving with information. This is the reason why, right now, it seems really strange that Maureen Comey is not being like the average American. I thought she would have a whole entire press conference ready to attack the one man that the whole world is hating on right now who fired her. I thought she would be like thinking everyone would be on her side so she could do a really nice conference, like, press conference, and people would be like, "Oh, Maureen, yeah, you did your best." And he just let you go like that. No, she did her best, but there's some things that are shady, in my opinion. Now, remember, this is just for entertainment purposes. I'm not trying to say that she did anything wrong. I'm not insinuating that she's evil. But what I am saying is my gut is telling me that whatever she was fired for, they were serious reasons and they can be proven because she's not sticking up for herself. Now, you would think that she would stick up for herself, even just come out the woodwork and say, "Hey, I'm innocent. I did everything I could for the people when I was a prosecutor. I made sure that I put a lot of people away to make the streets of America, or at least South District of New York, safe." You know, and no, nothing at all. And I don't think she's going to say much at all here on in. So, what are her options right now? Well, again, she can become a professor at a place like Harvard and she can talk about the cases that she oversaw as she was, doing her work as a prosecutor. She can get into politics. I doubt she will get very much into politics because um, I don't think she has that type of out there in your face type of pick me, pick me, pick me. I don't think she's a beggar. I don't think she's going to beg for to be voted for. I think she just wants to go out the gate and kick someone in their butt, put them in a jail cell, and they're done. So I see her more taking time off, writing a book, and then becoming a professor. Um, Thank you, Pedro. Um, Oops. Just fine. I need you back in my younger days. Real spill general. Okay. You guys better watch out. Better not Donald Trump going to turn Canada into a state. I'm telling you, why cry? Listen, MB, we love you. Can you say happy birthday to my girlfriend Lauren? Happy birthday, Lauren. Now, if it's Lauren or Lauren, either way, happy birthday. You guys, so thank you so much for all the beautiful comments. And you know what? Listen, Canada is Canada, okay? And I love Canada. I haven't lived there for 7 years, but I have heard that it is changing so much right now. And because a lot of the people in Canada, we have our own identity. We do. We have our own way of living. We even have our own accent, eh? But there are so many different parts of the states. Like when I meet a person from New York, their accent is very different than a person from Boston, um, New York, or Boston, or something like this. Just totally different accents. It's like meeting someone from, um, meeting someone from France or meeting someone from like England. It's that much of a stark difference. But the personalities are always very much the same. Strong. Americans are strong people. Americans are forward thinking. Americans are creative. I love Americans. And it doesn't matter if you are an immigrant that just moved to America like a year ago. It's like a melting pot there. You guys all seem to take on this federal type of energy, this energy of being proud and productive and doing your best to just kind of put your best foot forward. Now, I know there's always negativity in every country and there's always the bad people around. I know that. I know that. But usually, you can say, oh, yeah, people from here are like that. And I know it's all stereotypical. And I know some of you Americans are probably like, oh my gosh, yeah, only if she lived here. But I have to tell you, I respect Americans, and the rest of the world looks at you guys like, wow. And even though you have a president right now that many of you don't like and many of you do like, and you guys are divided, it seems like you guys are really coming together right now with this Jeffrey Epstein situation. Now, let's talk about that for a second, since we were talking about him a little bit when it came to Moren Comey. It is being said now that he was a secret agent. Now, I don't listen to everything that comes across my brain or my ear or my television screen, but I am quite inquisitive. And when I hear something, truth is usually stranger than fiction. The truth is always stranger than fiction. And sometimes you can't believe the truth because it's so truthful. Let me give you an example. Side note, little story time here. I have another channel called Fairfax Files. It's my last name, Fairfax. Fairfax Files. It's a true crime channel. I just did a video yesterday on the Central Park Five. Now, some of you guys are probably familiar with it. It's a Netflix series. For those of you who are not familiar with it, let me tell you just quickly about it. And then I'll get to my point as to why truth is stranger than fiction. There's these five boys. They weren't in a gang. They were not even close friends. They just happened to be in a park, Grand Central, Central Park, not Grand Central, Central Park in New York. Now, here they are, they're playing around, they're just doing what boys do between the ages of 14 to 16. Okay. They're just enjoying life. Well, that same night, there was a woman that got raped and almost she was left for dead and she was beat. Now, even Donald Trump at the time, and this is not to hate on him, Donald Trump supporters, Donald Trump haters, we're not hating right now. But even at the time, it was such a severe crime that even Donald Trump, who was a real estate agent at the time, took out articles, front page articles in four different newspapers asking to bring back the what's it called, punish, when you kill people, I forget now, it's just escaping me, I'll get it, capital punishment. Now, these boys were innocent, but they were set up. The police took these five boys, put them 14 to 16 years old, put them in all these different rooms, questioned them, lied to them, told them that they have evidence against the boys, that their DNA is on this woman's clothing who got raped. And not only that, they said, your friends are in the next room, and your friend told me that this is what you did and that's what you did. These 5 boys were innocent. One of them did 13 years. Another one, I'm pretty sure it was 7 years. And the other one's 5 years. They did their whole full sentences. And then it was found out that they were not guilty. There was another guy on death row. His last name's Riaz. And not only that, he was guilty and he admitted to it, thank God. These boys took New York State to the courts, and they got $41 million between the 5 of them, which meant $1 million for each of them for each year they were in prison. Now, here's my point. After they were exonerated and the truth came out, there were still some people out there who thought, no, 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 they had to have done it because the boys, every single last one of them, they said they did the crime. Now, it is so common when you have a 14-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old to be vulnerable. And the police said, just tell me the truth. It was you. Just tell me the truth. If you tell me the truth, you can go home to your family. They were lying. These boys confessed to a crime that they were not guilty of. And they were put in jail because the prosecutors, like Moren Comey, only showed the jury the confessions, the videotaped confessions. But they didn't show all of the lies that the police did throughout the whole entire interrogations. The boys' parents were not allowed in the rooms, no lawyers, and these interrogations went on for hours, even overnight. 14 and 16-year-olds. And what happened? Well, they went to jail, but this is the thing. People didn't believe that they were innocent. People thought, no, they admitted to a crime. They're guilty. The truth is the truth. But no, truth is stranger than fiction. The truth is that it was fictitious that they did this crime. When the other guy admitted to it, who really did was already in jail for life, for murder and for rape, the Riaz guy who said that he did it, he was a suspect before the 5 boys were. And they didn't pursue that. Instead, they went after the little boys. Yeah, Latino and Black boys. And they had Riaz in their scope first. And he was the one that had already been doing rapes, the same style, the same fashion before these boys were even picked up. So you see, prosecutors can be dirty. They do dirty things. They withhold evidence. They're shady. So I'm not saying that Moren Comey is like that, but I'm saying there are things that people get caught up in, thinking sometimes they're doing the right thing. The prosecutors in that case with the boys, they thought they were doing the right thing. They really thought these 5 boys did something. And although these 5 boys, every single one of their confessions were different from the other. The confessions ranged from, okay, where did it happen in the park? Every single one of them said it happened in a different place in the park because they didn't know where it happened. They were just given some information so they could go home. And then they said, okay, what was she wearing? How come they didn't know what she was wearing? And they supposedly took her clothes off. They don't know what color she was wearing. They didn't even know the color of her hair. They said she was blonde because they were told she was white. So they're like, oh, she must be blonde. Okay, she's blonde. She was brunette. And the prosecutors knew this and they withheld evidence. And many prosecutors do this in a lot of cases. And I'm wondering, what did Maureen do? Because she's not sticking up for herself. Innocent people call something like especially her caliber of popularity, her caliber of power in the DOJ, they call press conferences. And they, especially when you have a president that half of the country is not feeling and the other country is. It's not like President Trump in the United States was like Kennedy when Kennedy was in. Kennedy, everyone loved Kennedy, mostly everyone, right? Sorry, I'm thirsty. So prosecutors get themselves caught up in things. They withhold evidence. They slip in evidence that they know they should not slip in, things that don't make sense. Now, regardless whether you are a Diddy supporter or not, we're going to take it there right now. You may not be a Diddy supporter, you may be. We're not talking about what he did or what he didn't do. We will talk about the charges. It wasn't RICO. Just because they said it was RICO, it doesn't mean it's so. RICO has a whole entire explanation. He wasn't involved in a criminal ring, and he also wasn't prostituting those girls out. He paid for prostitutes and brought them over state lines. That's why he'll probably be home by Christmas time. He'll probably be home by the end of 2025 because he's on good behavior. I made a video about it today, and I'll be putting the video up next week. And it's my prediction, but he's in therapy, he's doing rehab, he's also got good time on his hands, he has no past convictions. That's a lot that is working with him. And really, at the end of the day, he seems to be a role model inmate. So all of those four factors will help him. That's his therapy and his already dead time that he's done, and then role model, and then what was the other one now? I forget. Um Give me a moment, let me do it again. His therapy, his role model, his no crimes, and his dead time. So all those four things will work with him. But here she was trying to give him even more years, Moren Comey. She is not she's not up to all types of positive things. Hold on, I have a puppy. I got to let my puppy in. All right. So, yeah, we have to be very careful when we are listening to this stuff out in the public. They're like, "Oh, Maureen Comey is fired. No reason." And everyone's like, "Oh, there's no reason. She's just fired." No, there's a reason. Listen, your president, you Americans that are watching right now, your president didn't even fire or get rid of or convict Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden, the son of Joe Biden, did some crazy things. And when President Trump went into office, he said, "You know what? I'm not going to touch him," because he could have. He said, "I'm not going to touch him. He obviously has some serious issues, and I hope he fixes them. I hope he deals with what his issues are." And that's it. He didn't go after Biden either. He is now, because Biden is, oh, hold on. He is now because Biden did what? Biden had something called an auto pin. And that auto pin, it automatically signs his signature. And people were signing off on certain things saying that Biden knew. But Biden didn't know about a lot of the laws or a lot of the papers, documents that were being signed. They didn't even go across his paper. So now what Donald Trump and his people are saying is, we want to know how many times his signature was used, Biden's signature was used without him even knowing, and for what. So that's pretty interesting that's going on in your country right now, you guys, you Americans. Very interesting. And so there are a lot of people that are getting cleaned out of the shops, and they're leaving quietly like snakes and cockroaches getting exterminated in the night. They're not speaking out. They're not yelling out. They're just getting fired and quietly going on vacation and never heard of again. They're waiting for Trump to be gone so they can somehow get their position back. But I don't know if Maureen Comey will ever be able to get her position back. She may appeal. She's not an old woman. She may appeal in like about a year from now. And then, her case will be heard. It takes a long time. Maybe her case will be heard by the time Trump is gone. And maybe they will say, you know what? Maybe the Democrats will get back in, and maybe the Democrats will say, you know what? You did really good for our country. We're letting you come back in, Maureen, and then start again. So I really don't know how that's going to be played out, but I do know that prosecutors can be dirty. Don't think just because they work for the government that they are clean. A lot of the times they are putting away good citizens that are being wrongfully charged, wrongfully convicted, like these 5 boys, 14 to 16-year-olds, the Central Park 5. That was horrible. And again, you guys can watch the whole story on my other YouTube channel called Fairfax Files. Please make sure you guys subscribe to that channel as well. Every Friday, I bring out a new true crime video. But yesterday, I thought to myself, I really need to cover that case because it shows how people can be wrongfully convicted and wrongfully charged. You have to be very careful what you believe out there. And truth is stranger than fiction. So, yeah, a lot of people are saying, oh, Diddy did this and Diddy did that. And did he do this and did he do that? I'm pretty sure he did a few things that are questionable. I'm pretty sure in his whole time being famous, he did some things that would even raise his own eyebrows. He's probably terrified that half that stuff will come out. But I'm also just as sure that when he does get out, because he had such a close call with losing everything, he will be a model citizen and he will help people. I do believe that he will also put himself in a position. Hold on right now. I got to get my puppy. Hey, get over here. She's still getting toilet trained, so I have to make sure I keep my eye on her. No, no, no. You go lay down. No, no, no. Go lay down. She listens well. So yeah, we have to also just say so many people, I'm watching so many podcasts and people are like, Maureen, she's fired. No reason given. I'm one of those people where I'm like, there's a reason behind everything, guys. We have to make sure that we know there's a reason behind everything. And a lot of prosecutors are dirty. Don't just think that defense attorneys are dirty. Defense attorneys are sometimes sticking up for the most innocent people because they are being slammed down and they are being accused of stuff that really are not happening. And I mean, you could be watching this and you could be one of those people that was illegally illegally accused as well. Brandon says, let me see what you guys are saying. Let me go up a little bit farther here. Um, well, I'm not a mega guy. I don't really care at all for all of those Epstein drama. Yeah, a lot of people don't care about it actually. I'm from Miami. Let me see. Pedro says, I'm from Miami. Pedro, tell me I got an accent. People tell you have an accent. Um, people from Miami do have accents. They definitely do. I love the sound of language vibration. Everybody has a unique frequency. Just a beautiful thing to experience when you're insightful of those things. Real spill the general. Yes, that's so true. Um, and let me see. So if you're asking me when 50 years ago, I don't know if you're asking me, MSD, if that crime was 50 years ago. It wasn't 50 years ago. It was in 1989. So just like what, 36 years ago? Diddy needs to leave the country as soon as he is able to legally. Yeah, I really do feel that most people who are, you know, famous, sometimes, especially American people, because they know that America is one of the most beautiful places to live. Like, America has it all. They have all climates. You guys have, like, all the way from Miami to New York. You guys have, like, Florida to, I should say, Florida. Yeah, Miami is in Florida, right? You guys have all the way from Florida to New York. You guys get sun, and you also have, like, the weather that's so nice. Canada doesn't have that. We don't have all year round good weather. You guys have from the north to the south. Canada is like from east to west, and we're snow. When it's snow, we're snow. We have one season every single time. It's summer, winter, spring, or fall. But in America, you guys have so many different ranges, and you guys have so many different influences. You guys have so many different immigrants and so many different religions and so many different cultures. It's just a real melting pot of beauty. I just, I love it. And I think a lot of people do, right? So a lot of Americans who are famous people, they tend to get caught up. They tend to get caught up, and they tend to get, like, just stay where they are, and they don't leave the country. So I do think that most famous people need to start leaving. They need to start picking themselves up, and not because of Trump or MAGA, but just to kind of get out and explore a little bit. So many people are doing it now, but get out and go explore. But you will always have to pay your taxes, even though you are exploring, because people come here to the Dominican Republic, and as soon as they put money in a Dominican bank, boom, it gets reported right away. The government in the United States does not play with their money. The IRS doesn't either. I put a video out yesterday on the guy that is suing Cassie, Clayton Howard. And I'm like, he's talking about all this money that he used to make with her and how he's suing her. He's saying two things to the government of the United States, to the feds. He's telling them, one, he was a prostitute. So that means that he engaged in illegal actions. He's telling them straight out, and he doesn't have immunity, right? Cassie does. And the other thing he's saying is that he made $5,000 or more every single time he went to go sleep with them, which means what? Which means, did he put that on his taxes? Did he claim it on his taxes? No, he didn't. I doubt it very much. He was only 21 at the time or something. I doubt it very much that he claimed all that. He would, what would he have? How would he claim it on his taxes? Like, what code would he use? The prostitute code? Well, in Canada, when we do our taxes, we have codes that where we make money on something, there's a certain code that we use to, especially entrepreneurs like myself, we use codes to say, like, what we made and how we made it that year. So what code would he use if you guys in the United States do the same thing? It's so ridiculous. But this is what I'm saying. There are people that need to just get up and leave the country and breathe. And you'll see what the rest of the world is like. And then you'll understand why America is so well loved and respected, and why it is the empire of the world right now. It truly is. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful places around the world. Don't get me wrong. I live in the Dominican Republic for the last 7 years, and I wouldn't trade it in to live anywhere else. Not Canada, not the United States, not anywhere. I love where I live, and I live where I love. But I will say that there is something very special about the energy of the United States. Speaking about living where I love and loving where I live, I am sorry, I'm not really American. Taxes are 1099 and W-2, no codes. If it's an organization, they have an EIN. Oh, interesting. No codes. That's very interesting. Okay. Well, guys, I am about to go on to my other YouTube channel. It's called Cerise Fairfax. I would love for you guys to come on over there and join me there. I have to do a live to air there because right now in the area that I'm living in, funny enough, they're doing raids on prostitution. There's a lot of American men that come here for pay to play in the neighborhood that I live in called Sosua. And there was a huge raid on the 12th and the 13th. And a lot of things are going down right now. So I'm going to head over to that channel and I'm going to do a news special over there. You're more than welcome to come over there and join me and subscribe. It's called Cerise Fairfax. So it's the same as this channel, Sister Cerise, same spelling, and last name is Fairfax. Okay. It says Cerise Fairfax, Dominican Republic. So I'm going to let you guys go, but I will be back. Please look out for my other videos coming out. And what this main video here today was about was don't believe the hype. There is a reason behind her getting fired, and there's also a reason why she's not appealing it right now. And there's also a reason why things are being hidden. And more importantly, well, not more importantly, just as equally as important, there's a reason why she did not do any type of a press conference to speak about her truths. There's a lot going on in the United States. So pull up your bootstraps, tighten your belt, get ready for some positive changes. I know you guys can feel something in the air, but just believe that it is positive. And may God love and hold on to America. I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and come on over to my other channel right now. Bye, guys.